What's going on, guys? Jimmy Mahalik here, back with a second stimulus check update today for you guys. And in this video, I got some pretty big news from the Democrats and the Republicans, and also about President Donald Trump. So stay tuned. Okay, first up, we're now starting to see three different states actually start to close up their state and economy, going into a second shutdown. This is actually happening. We have three different states that are now reversing and closing back up their states, and we have 10 different states that are now pausing and not reopening anymore. And the three states that are closing, Florida, Texas, and California, in different capacities, are three of our largest population states in the entire country. We now have over 2.6 million confirmed cases from the United States, and you can see the trend really starting to spike up here. We had almost 45,000 cases, new cases, a few days ago, and we're still at around the 40-some thousand new cases per day mark, and you can see it's climbing up as states are starting to reopen, and people are just, around each other a lot more. And I personally think that we're probably to the point now where there's almost no chance of this virus ever going away in the United States. I don't think that if we completely shut down the entire country, we could eradicate it completely. I think it's just gonna, at this point, kind of have to run its course, and hopefully we get an antivirus in the future. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And we're also starting to see some Congress members now consider the possibility of making it a federal mandate on wearing masks in public. And I think a lot of people are against this. A lot of people don't want to wear masks, but it's probably the best solution health-wise for our country. But to what end would it be? I mean, how long would this have to go on? Because I don't think this virus is going away anytime soon. So if this passes, we could actually be wearing masks for years going forward. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on that. Whether you think it should be a federal mandate that we wear masks, or do you think it should be up to every single person to decide? And we have some stimulus check news next. But if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates, how much it's going to be, when we should receive it. And also on this channel, I have videos about personal finance, investing, and videos about how to make money selling products on Amazon. Also, if you can, hit the like button for me down below. It really helps out my channel. Also, the Speaker of the House and basically the leader of the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi from the House of Representatives, just sent out a very public letter and a press release criticizing the Republicans and Mitch McConnell, who is basically the leader of the Republicans in the Senate. The Senate is controlled by the Republicans, on not passing a second stimulus check yet. And she has some very harsh words for them. And the reason this is the Democrats in the House of Representatives, which the Democrats control it, they voted a bill 45 days ago called the HEROES Act to pass more stimulus to the entire country, to the local governments, which we're going to talk about here in a quick second. And it also includes a $1,200 stimulus check directly to the people. And what happened after the Democrats passed the HEROES Act and sent it to the Republicans in the Senate? Want to know what happened? The Republicans did absolutely nothing with it, and it's been 45 days and they haven't even voted on it. They said that they didn't like it because it was too much of a wish list of the Democrats and included a whole bunch of other things in there, and they wanted to negotiate on it, but they literally haven't done anything at all for 45 days. And that is why we've had recent accusations saying that the Republicans are delaying a second stimulus package on purpose so that they can pass it closer to the election time, so that the Republicans and President Donald Trump can get credit for passing a second stimulus check. And with it being close to the election, it would be fresh on people's minds that a second stimulus check was passed to Americans, and that more people might vote for the current president for being generous and passing stimulus to the people. This public letter and press release from the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi basically goes on to say it has been 45 days since the House of Representatives passed the HEROES Act to help the American people through public health and economic crisis caused by this pandemic. Senate Republicans have refused to take up the HEROES Act or any significant legislation in the United States Senate during that time, over 45 days. Democrats have repeatedly requested to enter into bipartisan negotiations on additional legislation with you, the Republicans, and such conversations have not happened in over 2 months. And this is why the accusations are being said that the Republicans are delaying this second stimulus so that it's closer to the election. Meanwhile, the nation has seen a dramatic surge in both cases and deaths caused by the virus. In addition to that pain, our economy is facing one of the greatest challenges since the Great Depression. Over 1/5 of the workforce has requested unemployment assistance. That's actually a very sobering fact. Now is the time for action, not continued delays and political posturing. State and local governments are struggling to provide essential services and have laid off over 1.5 million workers. Our schools are fighting to prepare an uphill battle in the fall, and a lack of federal resources may not allow them to safely reopen. As Americans struggle to make rent payments and face evictions, and our healthcare and child care systems have faced unprecedented burdens, Senate Republicans have been missing in action. Americans need bold action now. We have overcome larger problems than this pandemic, but not without powerful and effective actions by our government. We are outraged that instead of holding bipartisan negotiations during the June work period, you chose to prioritize other matters. The House has already acted. It is unacceptable that the Senate would recess without addressing this urgent issue. On behalf of millions of American families who desperately need congressional action, we demand you change your mind and decide to work with us for the good of the country. Signed, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House in the U.S. House of Representatives, and Charles Schumer, the Democratic leader in the U.S. Senate. So let me know your thoughts on that down below. Do you agree or do you disagree with some points on that? Also, there was 2 sets of really big news regarding President Donald Trump this week. Number 1 was Iran issued an arrest warrant for President Trump over the drone strike that killed a top Iranian general in January. Iran has actually issued 36 arrest warrants in relation to the deaths of one of their top generals that was killed in January. And their attorney general said that President Donald Trump was at the top of this list. They claimed that Trump would be prosecuted as soon as he stands down presidency after his term ends. And Iran also said it had asked Interpol to issue a red notice for these 36 individuals. Now, the U.S. government will never allow our president, or even after his term, to be arrested for something like this in another country. It would just never happen. But what this does do is this is the type of stuff that leads to wars. And you guys know how long we were at war in Iraq, and we still have troops that are in that area. And I'd hate to see us have to send thousands and thousands of more troops over to that area and have troops go to war. It's just, it's not a good thing. The other big news involving President Donald Trump this week, which isn't good news either, is there's reports that are saying that Russia offered bounties, basically paying to have U.S. troops in Afghanistan killed. And this is a really big news for our country. President Donald Trump is denying that he knew anything about this, but there's been a lot of people speculating that there's no way the President of the United States couldn't have known about this, and there's some reports floating around saying that the White House knew about this months ago. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are being briefed on this directly from the White House. So let us know down below in the comments on either of those issues what your thoughts are. In regards to that news, that 1.5 million US people have been laid off from state and local governments because they're running out of money. That will probably be addressed in the next stimulus package. The first stimulus package gave money to state and local governments, but because our economy is struggling so bad, they've had to lay off 1.5 million workers. And if we don't see more stimulus passed soon, not only directly to Americans, but to help out these state and local cities, we could literally see state and local cities go bankrupt. And if that happens, everything is going to get really bad really fast. Also, we're likely to see some big news on the next stimulus package coming up this week before Congress goes on vacation for the July 4th holiday. So I will keep you guys updated on any new news that comes out about the stimulus check. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I will update you as new news comes out. And this top video over here, you can click that to watch a new update on the $2,000 per month retroactive stimulus package. And this bottom video is a recent announcement by President Donald Trump about the second stimulus package. And over here, I'll link a video that teaches you how to start selling on Amazon. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling one product on Amazon. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.